Hi makeup friends, I hope you all are doing well. I had an idea to bring you guys this video for a long time now. I am just getting around it. I was just waiting to see if I picked up anything else that I could have added to this video product wise. So as you can probably tell by the title of the video, I am doing inexpensive palettes that are definitely worth investing in. Now I do have a few brands here. It's not that many. I may have to split this video into two parts if you guys are interested in single shadows. I do have quite a number of inexpensive single shadows that are really good, including pigments and stuff. So if you guys would like to see a video on that, leave me a comment down below. But for right now, this video is about inexpensive palettes that you definitely should invest in and have them in your collection. So I am wearing a long sleeve jersey. I am going to be swatching for you guys. So I will just roll them up a bit, and I have my wipes here. Now these palettes, the most expensive palette that I do have here to show you, cost $45, which is really good. These palettes, now not all of them have matte in them, some of them are just shimmer palettes, but the pigmentation is so good, you can always just pull in a single shadow to just get your look going. This look that I'm wearing right now is from one of these inexpensive eyeshadow palettes, and I did pull in a pigment that is like a $20 pigment, but again I will show that in another video where I'm doing inexpensive single shadows and pigments, etc. So the first palette that I want to speak to you guys about is a local brand, and it's from Arista. Now all of these palettes, if I say that it's local, it's because I'm from Trinidad. I'm sorry if I did not mention that before. It is an island in the Caribbean for those of you that are watching and I'm not sure where I am from. I am from Trinidad. Some of these brands you are able to get online if you are in another country and you do wish to get these. So this first one is from Arista. This I picked up in Pennywise. I believe I paid no more than probably $25. I believe it's about $20 if I'm not mistaken. So it is a nice little compact palette. There's a small mirror there. Let me see if I could just block it so I don't blind you guys. So there is a small mirror there. Now this palette, I used this brown and I used this light champagne color on my lid. This palette is a $20 palette. It is super pigmented. Now there is some fallout. You can expect that with an inexpensive palette, but it is a really good bang for your buck. This does come in a lot of different variations. I believe there may be 3 or 4 variations, but this one looked the best to me. The colors suit one another the best to me in this palette. So I'm just gonna swatch them for you guys to show you how fantastic the pigmentation is. Now these shadows are very soft, so you have to kind of go easy with them and you will get some fallout, but it is a really good investment. So those are 3, and I'm gonna swatch the other 3. Look at that. This brown is the brown that I have blended into my crease, and this light color is what I have on my lid plus the pigment. This is a really fantastic inexpensive palette. Even if you don't like those shades, definitely go and check out the other ones that you can find in Pennywise. I do believe there's one with a blue and a pink and that. But this one, I really like this one for quick looks on the go. And sometimes when I'm traveling, I just put this into my bag because it's easy to get a good look out of it. You do have a highlight shade and you do have a matte brown shade to go in your crease, and then you can use any number of these on your lid. So I said I would definitely need to show you guys this pigmentation is off the hook. Definitely pick this up if you can. It's a $20 palette. right? So that is the first one. Let me just wipe these swatches off. Okay. I will talk about the other one, and then the rest of them they come in twos because I have two different palettes but from the same line. So the next one I'm going to talk to you about is from LA Colors, and this is called the 16 color eyeshadow palette. This is what it looks like. I picked this up in Wonderful World. It does come with a little brush. The Arista one came with a brush as well, but we barely really use these anyway. This is what this one looks like. This one does not come with a mirror. It comes with the clear packaging. Now on these, I mean, you're not going to get the best quality packaging. You're paying, by the time you pay $30 or $20, that is, I can't even understand how they can make a palette that inexpensive, but they do. This one costs $30, and this one, now all the shades do look sort of similar, but when you swatch them, they really are not. Now this LA Colors one does not really have any matte shades. There are some semi-satin ones that you can use blended into your crease, but normally when I use this, I just pull in a matte single shadow. So I'm just going to give you a swatch of some of these. When I do wear a lot of neutral looks, and you guys see me with a lot of neutral looks, it's because I used this palette. This palette has some really good damn pigmentation. This thing is amazing. Now, the texture of this is a little flaky. Let's be real, it's only $30, but it's nothing that you can't just tap off of your brush and get rid of. This shade especially, this champagne one and this white one, I really love to put those on my lid. Let me give you guys some swatches of like the green ones and stuff. These shadows are very soft, so you do have to be careful with them. So you can see that you get a variety. Now you see, although the greens look similar, you see that when they are swatched, they definitely are not similar. You see how pigmented that little cheap palette is? Now, the only downfall to these is that they don't have mattes in them, but who cares? You can get fantastic pigmentation on your eyeballs with these. These are really nice, nicely pigmented shadows. So that was the second one. Then I'm going to talk to you about another two palettes from LA Colors. It is from the same palette collection. It's just that I have two different shades. This one, I'm sorry, let me tell you what is the name of this one. This one from LA Colors is in Sweet. And the Arista palette, it just says number 1. So this is the number 1 from Arista. This one is Sweet. And then I'm going to speak to you about the LA Colors Color Spark palettes. I paid $26 for these. And I found these palettes in Hip Hop upstairs Long Circular Mall. As soon as you go up the escalator, the store is facing you. They have a lot of nice makeup in there, like the LA Color concealers and a lot of palettes, a lot of inexpensive lipsticks and stuff. So if you're looking for something in particular and you cannot find it in Wonderful World, definitely check out that store and you will get a number of items. So I saw these palettes. These also do come with the little applicator. Get rid of that. I don't use that. Now these here are very interesting because the shadows are swirled. They are not just flat shadows. They do have different colors in them. As you can see, this one is a green one. This one is called Effect. And the purple one is called Electric. So let me show you the purple one first. So you can see that these shadows are swirled with different colors. Like this purple has blue in it. This blue is a light blue and a darker blue. There's a pink. So these are really nice. So when you do swatch them, they all do look sort of different, but they do give you really good payoff. Now, if you really wanted to get the Morphe 35p palette, for instance, and you don't want to put out the $200 to get it, I would definitely suggest to get something like this one. If you know that you don't wear purple shadows that often, it will be a good idea for you to get a cheaper palette like this, and you can always just work around it. Let me see if I can give you guys some more swatches. You see? They do have really, really good pigmentation for being so inexpensive. So definitely you can get some really nice looks out of this. I would normally just use these as my eyelid color and then go to a matte palette and just blend some up in the crease. You can get really, really creative with this. Now, a different way to apply your eyeshadow, if you are interested, is you can do 3 colors on the lid. So for instance, if I were doing 3 colors and using this palette, I would have used the pink. It is a baby pink. The baby pink first, and then a more medium color purple in the middle, and then a darker purple at the end. And what I would do is I just take a nice fluffy brush and just kind of blend the colors together so that I can get one full look. And then if you really do want to try, you can probably try one of these darker ones. This one is more satin than it is a shimmer, and what you can do is probably blend this into the crease if you really, really do want to try it. Look how pigmented those are. So this is a really great option for purples alone. I'm going to go to the green one. This one is in Effect. Now this one is a lovely, lovely palette because these are like some nice army green shades. This one is really nicely pigmented as well. So if you like more of those neutral tones, this palette will be right up your alley. Sorry, I swatched those kind of stupid. Let me get rid of some of them so I can swatch and give you a good... Right? Then there's even a neutral one, and some of these do have a little overspray on them, but it's so beautiful. Who the hell cares? So you see this one here, like when I swirl this one is the cream and green. This one here, let me just give you the white. Now these swatch even better because my hand is still moist from the wipe. These swatch even better on top of a moist base. So what you can do is put a tacky eyeshadow primer on your lids and then just pat the color on. Sometimes these actually do come in handy for these more inexpensive shades because by the time you tap your brush off, if you were to use a regular eyeshadow brush, by the time you tap your brush off, all of the color is going to be gone. So what I would do is probably just dip this into one of the shades that I do want to work with, and on top of the base I would just tap, 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 and press it into the primer, and then you can go ahead and take a brush and just dust away the excess because we can't blow on top of our own eyes, which is what I would do. If I have fallout, I just blow and get rid of it, but I can't do that, and I'm not asking anybody to blow on top of my eye. So I would just take a brush and dust away the excess. But these are really, really nice palettes and very, very inexpensive. So those are the other two. Then we do have these from Sasha, and these are the Smoky Eye Kids. Sasha has always done trios and all of those, but recently I have just discovered these Smoky Eye Kids, and I really, really like them. They have put together coordinating shades for us, so we don't really have to do that part of the work. So this one here is in Smoky Emerald, and I really, really loved this for this turquoise color here. I'm always drawn to eyeshadows of this color. And some of these here do have glitter, and then some of them do just have a satin sort of finish. So these Sasha ones are really, really pigmented too, and these are nice on the go. Now there is fallout, but it's a cheap palette. That's what you're going to expect. But these colors are just to die for. I really, really, really like them. The black in it is matte, so you can use that in your crease if you want. It's a smoky kit. You're supposed to get a smoky eye look out of it. Let me just swatch the last two for you guys. So that's the black, and that's the green there. Those last two at the bottom. So this here is a whole Sasha kit there. These cost $35. You can find these in the image centers, or you can find these in Pennywise. These are a really nice option as well, and look how tiny and compact they are. Definitely nice option. And then I have another one, and this one is called Smoky Bronze. This one is a beautiful, beautiful combination as well. People are going crazy for this cranberry shade here. That's the new craze. Makeup always has a new craze to make us spend a lot of money, right? So that is a new craze going right now. So if you do not want to pick up, for instance, the Violet Voss Holy Grail palette that is quite expensive, or the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, you can definitely go for something like this, because I'm sure by the time you turn your head twice, that color and that those palettes are going to be out of style in that quick, and then something new is going to come along. So sometimes if I do not feel to invest in that, I will go for a cheaper alternative and make it work for me. So these are the first three. These are beautiful, beautiful shades. And they are quite pigmented. And I have found now some shadows, some inexpensive shadows, if you do go to foil them, you will spoil the shadow. Not all shadows are to be foiled, not all shadows are to get wet. So what you can do if you are unsure if that shadow or that palette that you have could get wet, definitely make the base wet first and then go and dip into your shadow. So what I would do if I wanted to get it more pigmented like this, because my hand is moist from the baby wipe, what I would do is just take a clean synthetic brush and spray it with some Fix Plus or any setting spray that you have, and wet my eyelid first, and then I would go in with another brush and then pack the shadow on top of that, because these do work better when they are wet. I'll just give you, these are the last two shadows here, and it is a really nice combination. Sometimes our looks can get drab. You can fall into the trap of doing the neutral eye until the neutral eye has been done to death. Makeup is something that you have fun with, and when these shadows are put together like this for you, it really encourages us to step out of our comfort zone and do something that is a little more interesting. So I am thankful that these are put together like this. I really, really love these. I may try some more of these Sasha Smokey Eye Kids. The last two that I have to talk to you about are both from City Color Cosmetics. I absolutely love, love, love this brand. Their lipsticks, their blushes, their highlighters, everything from this brand is on point, and their eyeshadow palettes do not disappoint. So the first one is the Barely Exposed palette. This is what it looks like. This is the first one. By now there is a number 2 to this palette. I have not seen it as yet in any of the Wonderful World branches that I have been to. These palettes cost $45 in Wonderful World. So I am looking for the number 2 palette to that one. But I recently found this new one that they brought out, and this is a multi-hue shadow. So this one is a little more colorful, and this is a Barely Exposed one. Now, this one is definitely a dupe to those Naked palettes. I'm not sure if it's 1, 2, or 3. It's not 3, it's probably 1 or 2. But this one, when I tell you, this little strips of eyeshadow are pigmented. It is a really, really, really good option. I didn't go as crazy for those Urban Decay palettes as everyone did. This one did the job just fine for me. If I'm going to invest in a high-end eyeshadow palette, it's because I really, really, really have to want it, or it has to have some really nice, unique shades. But for me to go and invest that much money in an Urban Decay Naked eyeshadow palette, and it's just a neutral palette, I'd rather go with a little inexpensive option. So let me just give you guys some swatches. These do cost $45, Wonderful World, or you can get it on the City Color Cosmetics website. These 4 here are from that palette. Let me just clean off my hands so I can give you some more swatches. Even the matte shadows. Now, matte shadows are something that is hard to get good pigmentation on from an inexpensive palette, but even the matte shadows in this one works fantastically. Let me show you. There are 2 really matte shadows, and then there are about 3 or 4 satin ones, and then the rest of them are shimmer. Let me show you the satin ones. These are the 2 satin ones in the palette. There's a gray, there's a black, very, very, very nicely pigmented. Definitely do reach for this a lot because it does have the matte shadows already in it, and I don't need to pull in an additional palette to use with this one. And this one is here, the multi-hue one from City Color as well, cost $45. And these here are just as pigmented. What's nice about it is that they're colorful shadows. Look how beautiful these are. Oh, lovely. You do get fallout, but expect it with an inexpensive shadow palette. But look at this. I always am drawn to those sorts of colors. I love those types of blues. And in this one there are some, you see how it's broken up into 3s here, so you can do these 3 as a look, these 3, these 3, these 3. So there's a green, a brown, a purple, and a smoky little trio already set out for you. How considerate of City Color to do that. And these 4 here are the other 4 in the palette. Do you see how nicely pigmented those are? So those are all of the inexpensive eyeshadow palettes that I wanted to share with you guys. They are definitely worth it. They are so nice to have in your collection, and I would probably repurchase these if they were ever to finish. But let's be real, I got so many palettes that I don't think I'll ever be able to finish any. But definitely I recommend these to you guys. The Sasha ones, and the LA Color one, and the Arista one. So guys, I hope this video was helpful for you. Definitely check out those inexpensive palettes. I either purchased them in Pennywise or in Wonderful World, with the exception of these, which were purchased in Hip Hop and Long Circular Mall. But they are definitely worth trying out, looking out for. The most expensive one is $45. So I know some of you really want to have all of the expensive palettes and stuff, and someday I'm going to tell you, sometimes they are just not worth the hype, and you're better off with a cheaper alternative. Because how long are you going to really hold on to an eyeshadow palette, and you get fed up of it, and the trend changes and all of that? So let's just be real. Get yourself some inexpensive palettes and you can change up your look a whole lot. You can't tell the difference between inexpensive makeup or very expensive makeup if it's done right and if it's applied properly. So guys, thank you all so much for watching. I do hope that you try out these palettes. Please let me know which ones are your favorite. Tell me if you have any other inexpensive palettes that you would like me to try out. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you all so much for stopping by. I really appreciate each and every one of you. So until next time guys, bye.